Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Demi. Personal development is something that I eat, sleep, and breathe, and let's get into it. So this is one of the videos of my series of life skills, and so this one is a special one, and I am walking. And if you haven't took your daily walk today, whether it's around the house or even outside of the house, or even maybe just getting up and just simply making your bed, getting up and getting moving is so important for your body, so please do it. So today we're going to be talking about trauma and my personal experience, what has led to my healing journey, and how my life now versus my life then, when I didn't really know what to do about it. And this is in the lens of SA trauma, and so you can look that up on Google. And this is a disclaimer that this is very sensitive content, so if you are not having the emotional capacity to talk about something as heavy as SA trauma, you can click off. And definitely, there's a hotline for all things mental health and things like that on the internet. And so I just want to give you guys that disclaimer. And I also want to let you guys know that I am an advocate for mental health, because my mental health journey is practically what I'm going to be talking to you guys about. And so I grew up with SA trauma. If you don't know what that is, you can definitely look it up on Google. But SA trauma is something where someone has done something that has violated you in some way, shape, or form. And for me personally, I forced myself to forget that it ever happened. I don't know how I did it. I just know I was so young that was like the only way that my body could keep me safe. And so I basically shut off that memory, and once those things stopped happening to me, I forgot it. I forgot that it happened. Like, I literally forced myself to forget, until one day I was a sophomore in college, and one day I woke up and remembered everything. Just imagine you going through something very gruesome, but you didn't remember that it happened. And then just one day you wake up remembering everything all at once. It's pretty bad. But again, this is how my inner child allowed me to live a healthy childhood, and essentially the rest of my life. It was just trying to protect me. It's a pretty great mechanism until it's not. but yeah. And then the first thing I did was I denied it for a really long time, because I was trying to figure out what was real and what wasn't real. I don't know. When it comes to suppressed memory and stuff like that, there is a lot of is this real? Is this not real? Like, what is this and what is happening? And that is what kind of happened to me when I was a sophomore in college. And yeah, and so I then got the courage to tell people in my family and stuff like that. And so I didn't really have that much support from my family because they didn't really know how to support me. But the one person I know who was the start of it all is my grandmother. So if you're watching this, hi Grandma, I love you. And yeah, she gave me this book and it said, It's Not Your Fault. It's a pretty good book for starters if you want to understand exactly what is happening. And there are a lot of different books that you can read and stuff like that. But I do highly recommend, if you're going through something similar, definitely seek mental health professionals, because they, deal with this stuff, and this is their job, to help you get better and be able to see where that already happened in the past is now affecting you now. Because believe it or not, one of the things that has been brought to my attention was a lot of things in the past are still affecting you to this day. You're just not aware of it at all. And so when it comes to awareness of things like that, I've done so many different types of therapy that has helped bring a lot of things to my awareness, including just regular mental health therapists, talk therapy. But what helped me the most was EMDR. And the reason why I vouch so hard about EMDR and things like hypnotherapy and stuff like that is because it's a guided meditation to help you in the present understand how it is affecting you now. And in that very vulnerable meditation, there is a part where you can rewire those beliefs that you have. So I'll just talk about me personally, because that's the only thing that I can truly vouch for, and it has transformed my life. And so with my therapist, we did EMDR, and we basically do like these kind of sort of meditations, and you just have to just trust what you see and what comes up. And for me, like there's a lot of things that came up, like I'm not safe around the opposite sex, or the opposite sex is, dangerous and things of that nature. But that's not the case every single moment, waking moment. So when you have these beliefs, you actually begin to be more drawn to people who cause chaos, because your brain is trying to protect you and make your beliefs true. So in order for your beliefs to be made true is for you to be attracted to people who make statements true. Like, for instance, I just told you that, the opposite sex is not safe. I'm not safe around the opposite sex. The opposite sex treats me like trash. And so in order for your brain to keep you safe, you will only entertain people of the opposite sex, for me personally, to cause chaos in your life. But a magical thing happened for me very, very recently. Well, not recently, probably like Yeah, almost a year ago. I was finally able to rewire these beliefs completely. And after that, the different types of people that I've been attracting into my life, because I no longer think the opposite sex is dangerous, the opposite sex is unsafe, the opposite sex treats me like, trash or treats me bad and things like that, which is really important for, I think, people to understand, because it is really that serious. Your brain cares for you that much that it wants to make those statements that you say about yourself true, because what happened to you in the past. And if you do not deal with them and reprogram them, you will only be attracted to that type of thing or person or place. So a similar thing could happen with, like, say if you have a fear of like swimming, and when you were younger, you had a very traumatic experience, and so you think water's not safe, and now you have this whole thing with the fear of swimming. Well, your brain is trying to protect you because you have that belief planted into your brain until you go to a certified therapist that is, trained in this specific thing. You're never going to be able to get over that unless you either face the fear head on, because you can do that, but I will say that doing it with different modalities such as EMDR and hypnotherapy and there's so many different ones, like it's a huge list, but to cut that short, I would just like to say that if you rewire those beliefs, your brain will then reconfigure, and you will be now attracted to people of the opposite sex who treat you great, who treat you amazing, who make you feel safe. And that is something that has changed my entire life, and the way I look at life and the way I look at trauma. And it is so, so amazing. And the brain is so intricate on purpose. And so I just really, really wanted to take the time out to share with you guys my story, because yes, while it was hard, if you do have traumatic experiences like that, it is also very important that you stop talking about them unless you are talking to a licensed therapist who knows about how important it is to not speak about your traumas to other people, because you are re-traumatizing your body and your brain over and over and over again until you reprogram those thoughts. Because as I am speaking right now, wow, those flowers are pretty. But right now, as I am speaking, aren't they pretty? Pretty flowers. But as I'm speaking right now, I feel nothing in my body connected to my SA trauma. When I talk about it, I have the memories, but there is no emotional charge to them. That is the only way that I can explain it. There is no emotional charge to them. I don't have hatred in my heart anymore. It's a part of my journey, but it is not who I am being currently, because I rewired those beliefs, because it's not currently happening to me now. When you don't take the time out to get the help that you need, you will constantly attract and be attracted to things that you probably don't want in your life. And so, yeah. But, yeah, I share that to say, you're gonna forever be angry and have that hatred and all of these different emotions. I just know it was true for me until you do the work and rewire those beliefs. Because when you also rewire those beliefs, you no longer resonate with them. They no longer make sense to you now. And so, yeah. This is what happens when you do the work. Is it easy? No. But once you face it, you get to reap all of the benefits that you've ever wanted in your life. And so that's all I have for this life skills session. And thank you guys so much for following and liking and comments on my videos. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.